So this is me every time I want to mill rough stock. Both planer and jointer are just plopped onto this folding table, and I have to finish one operation, unplug power and dust collection from one machine, and then hook up the other machine. I got tired of doing it this way, so I set off on building a designated stand on wheels for both machines. Made from plywood and 2x4s, it needs to be sturdy enough to bear not only the weight of the machines, which is quite a bit, but also the forces of operating them, especially the jointer. I want this thing to be rock solid when I push a board over it. Glue and screws should be plenty. Now this thing is going to have a bottom shelf to really help beef it up. And also, extra storage is always a bonus. And I could have simply notched the corners of the plywood, but I chose to have the legs, let's call them, go through it instead. So I made myself a quick hardboard template for my router. After removing the bulk of the hole with my jigsaw, I used my handy dandy template and a templating bit to finalize the holes. And this is how quickly your day can get ruined. Luckily, the router didn't hit any fleshy parts, and I just made a new template. Quick round over to ease the edges and some sanding, and I was ready for assembly. Again, glue and screws to attach the legs, and then just a few screws to hold the shelves in place. Lastly, I got me some nice wheels to make this thing mobile. I installed a power bar so I would only have one plug to deal with. Next, I attached both machines by screwing them in place. Last thing I needed to figure out was dust collection. I wanted to be able to hook up my dust collector to just one point and be able to switch between either machines quickly and easily. So I thought I'd make a box with 2 blast gates. Simple plywood construction, but I used 1/4 inch plexi for the sides so I could see what's going on inside. Dimensions were determined by the blast gates themselves. Now, I don't have a hole saw big enough to accommodate the blast gates, but what I do have is 2 routers, a rabbiting bit, and a flush trim bit. So what I did is drill a hole with a hole saw I did have, then using 1 router with a rabbiting bit in my router table and 1 router with the flush trim bit, I enlarged the hole. I did this twice to get the hole to the size I needed. I then rounded over the inside edge to help the blast gate seat properly. Pre-drilled and countersanked the holes and then screwed the box together. I added a bead of silicone to the joints because why not? Next, I hooked up both machines to the splitter box and attached the box to the stand. Lastly, I waxed the infeed and outfeed of both machines. I need to get myself one of those magnetic quick connect thingies. And now time for a test run. I just grabbed some leftover walnut cutoff and gave it a go. It was way easier and more convenient. This works like a charm. Thanks for watching.